Forex didn't just teach me about money, it taught me discipline, patience, and self control in a way that I never thought it could. What the chart showed me goes far beyond trading. It showed me how to become the man I needed to be outside of trading, because I realized that you become the edge outside of trading, and that's what I'm going to get into today. So when I first started, I literally thought Holy Grail strategy equals instant profit. Despite any bad habits and how undisciplined I was outside of trading, I thought it was just strategy, nothing to do with me. And I'm sure a lot of you guys are in this position where something isn't working and you don't know why. You think is trading a scam? Is the strategy not what you're being taught not correct? Are you being scammed, or is it, when you look inward, the habits that you have outside of trading, the fact that you're so undisciplined outside of trading that's coming into your trading, and that's why you're struggling? For example, look at me. Never was completely out of shape, but I was never in good shape at this point. I was looking at Holy Grail strategies, just quick little strategies that would make me instant money, and I thought, okay, this should be easy. But when the results didn't come, I realized that something isn't correct, and my whole mindset is just warped. So, despite trading multiple strategies that people had consistent profit with, I was in communities where people at the end of the month would say they were up 4, 5, 6, 7%, and I was always down or break even. And I was thinking, why can't I make this work? What is it about me that why can't I make it? I know the knowledge. I studied all the knowledge, knew exactly how the strategy worked, but I still was losing, inconsistent, and struggling. And one day, I sat there and I thought, maybe it's me. Maybe it's the habits that I have outside of trading. Maybe it's not everyone else. Maybe it's time for me to take some personal responsibility and look at who I was. Was I a man of my word? Was I doing bad habits like drinking? Was I going to the gym? Or was I saying, oh, I need to start the gym soon, but I'll start next week? Or I need to get up at this time, but okay, I'll sleep in. Was I that person? And if I was, which I later realized I was, how could I execute a strategy profitably? Even if the strategy is profitable, how can I execute it profitably if I'm not a disciplined, consistent person outside of trading? So something had to change. If you guys are getting value for this raw, honest video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. 61% of you are not subscribed, so all I ask is just like, comment, and subscribe. You're going to see my journey, and yeah, it means a lot. So I spent 1 year becoming fully focused, doing what I said I was going to do to build trust. So I hit the gym when I said I was going to hit the gym. I literally just spent my time at the desk, sticking with one strategy, not strategy swapping, because like I said, when I was so undisciplined outside of trading, I'd take a few losses inside of trading and I wouldn't be disciplined to stick with that strategy. I'd swap to another strategy, swap to this. And I wasn't allowing the edge to play out with one strategy. So I spent 1 year, when I realized I'm the problem, I need to become the most ruthless, disciplined person outside of trading to give myself a chance to execute the strategy profitably. So I literally went to the gym when I said I was going to go to the gym 5, 6 times a week, 1 day off, sometimes two, but mainly, especially early on, 6 days a week. Disciplined with my eating, and literally sat at the desk, studied one strategy, joined a community that I'm still in, and wanted to learn every piece of knowledge I could in trading that they knew, and outside of trading be the most ruthless, disciplined person. So I hit the gym, like I said, stuck with the strategy, even throughout drawdown, even when I was losing, even when I was struggling, even when I saw all this glitz and glam lifestyle on social media, even when I saw people pretending to make 15% in a day, passing a funded account in one day. I wouldn't look and get distracted by them because I was still so focused and disciplined, and I stuck with my word. And I focus on long-term gratification and becoming the edge outside of trading, which I've mentioned, which is something that means I'm very passionate about. A lot of people think it's you can be so undisciplined, but if you know the knowledge, you'll be successful. And maybe for some people, they are exceptions, but for most people, you have to become disciplined and ruthless and a man of your word outside of trading. And it's the same with any sport. You could be the best football player in the world, naturally talented player, but if you're smoking, drinking, partying, you're not going to be as good or as consistent as a guy that maybe doesn't have as much talent, but is so disciplined and turns up on time and is giving it his all. No bad habits. So I spent 1 year doing this, and those habits became a lifestyle, and I got into good shape, definitely a lot better shape than what I was. This was even a little while ago. I've even improved since then. And I become a disciplined person, a skill that anyone can learn. I used to be the guy that would talk a lot, say he's going to do this and wouldn't do it. I'd be the guy that would sleep in. I'd be the guy that would say, oh, I'm going to be so successful in trading, but I couldn't get consistent profit. And I realized that as much as I believe I can do it, I'm not showing that. I'm not actually becoming a disciplined person. But when I did, as a byproduct of being disciplined outside of trading, those habits transferred into trading, and I started to get, especially this year, and I've documented every trade on this channel, so if you're new, you can go back and watch every week of me showing my results in January, every trade, all the trades, and I become slowly disciplined and consistent inside of trading. And look, the person I become, it sort of replicated my results. And I stuck with my rules despite the short-term outcome. I managed trades even if I took a small amount of profit, because my management plan says to get out, but the trade continued on and would have made more. I wouldn't be upset by that. I'd be happy that I was disciplined and stuck with what I know works. I didn't swap strategies because of losses, and I realized it's me versus me. It's you versus you. I realize that. I look in the mirror every day and think, how can I become the best version of myself? How can I become the most disciplined, successful person I can? And when I realized it's not you versus anyone else, it's you against you. And as a byproduct of beating you and becoming the best version of yourself, you will naturally become consistent and disciplined. And you'll realize it isn't just about strategy. It isn't just about these secret community that's hiding this one strategy. It's not that at all. There's many strategies and lots of successful strategies that work, but most of the time people aren't making them work because they're not disciplined. They're not sticking with their word. And if you're not sticking with your word and not disciplined outside of trading, how can you execute your plan with refined and defined rules? How can you stick with that if you don't stick with the things that you say outside of trading? So just a quick one about how discipline and trading itself made me become disciplined and is trickled over into lots of my areas of my life. So it's been a positive. If you guys get value from this video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I'd appreciate it. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.